for joining me. I am Karen, and I am going to walk you through making a very simple craft that I've enjoyed making over the years. I am the office manager at Disability Network Lakeshore. So when you call our office, quite often you might get me to answer the phone. So as we're waiting to see if others join, I just thought I would share a few things over the years that I have made. Actually, this on the board here is what we're going to be making today. And I have made this and I put it in a shadow frame. You don't have to, it can be hung directly onto the wall. So that is one of the options that you can make. I did make this wreath. I've also made a Christmas one. I spray painted it green and put some poinsettias and red flowers and stuff at the bottom. So those are some options. If you want something very simple that maybe kids can make, I bought a simple frame. I did remove the glass, and then I just made a simple little flower design in the frame. Doesn't take very long, it's very inexpensive and easy for kids to do. There are many options. If you log on to the internet and if you look under toilet paper roll art, there's thousands of objects that you can make. But today we're going to make this. Now how I started, I took a toilet paper roll and I either use a 1/4 or a 1/2 inch. This one is a 1/4 inch. And I put a mark at the top and the bottom, and I take my ruler and I draw a line, and then I take my scissors and I begin cutting the little petals. Now to make this project, you need 60 petals. Now this one is 4 different colors. Normally when I've made them, they've all been one color and I would spray paint them at the end of my project. But because this is different colors, I wasn't able to spray paint. It was a big mess because they went flying everywhere because they were all loose. So I had to bought a little bottle of paint from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, whatever. They're usually under $1, and I hand painted each little petal. So that's just kind of the basics of how I got started. So let me show you how I put this together. Now I'm going to change my screen and point it down to what I began designing. The first row consists of 6 petals. These are painted a tan color. You can paint yours any colors that you want. I use tan, light green, a light blue, and a dark blue in my design. So what you do is you always kind of lay out your design and get it to look the way you want it to look. Then you would pick up one of the petals, get a little glue, and about halfway down to the end, put a little bit glue on each side, put it back about where it came from, pick up the next one, do the same, put a little glue near the end on each side, and then put it back and stick it to the first one. Now, try and connect them all so that they will all stay together when you go to pick it up at the end. So put glue on both sides of each petal, and of course, it will take a while to dry before you can hang it up, but it's a pretty fast process. It doesn't take too long to do it. So this is the 6th one of my first row. So I have them all. And then you kind of, if you need to reshape it a little bit, make sure that each petal is touching the one next to it. Okay, and then my next set of colors, they are a light green, but now there are 18 of them. So you do the same thing. you kind of lay it out. You figure out the design that you're going to like, what looks good to you, kind of lay them all around. And if they don't quite touch, I take it and I just kind of make it a little bit fatter if need be, or make it a little bit skinnier, whichever works for you, and just kind of position them around the previous petal. Some are going to go down a little bit, some are going to be up a little bit higher, and get them all on there. And then you can decide if you like the way it looks. If not, you can always move them around before you start gluing. So it's kind of whatever looks good to you. You're kind of designing this with your like in mind. So I'm just gonna try and get all my petals added in here. So, and then you kind of eyeball it, look at it, and see if you like the way that it is shaping. And then you would do the same thing. You would pick up one of them, you would put some glue on each side, stick it, make sure it's going to stick to another petal, and then you just pick them up. And sometimes you're going to have to figure out where to put the glue. Usually it's going to be near the bottom, but depends on where you have placed all yours. So basically you just continue to go around putting glue on each one of them. Doesn't take a lot of glue, just enough so that it is sticking. So, and I just use some clear drying glue and a paintbrush, any size. These happen to be rather small, but any size paintbrush you may have. And so, as you can see, it goes pretty fast. It doesn't take too long. Once you've got all the painting done and the cutting, that's more of the process that takes a little bit longer. So as you can see, I'm just continue to go around my circle, adding my petals, and just kind of eyeing it as to where I think it's going to look the best. Stick them in there. And this is a project I started when we were all confined to home. And I happened to find this, and because this project takes 60 petals, depending on the size. If you make them 1/4 of an inch, you need at least 4 rolls of toilet paper. If you make them 1/2 inch, you're going to need 8 rolls of toilet paper rolls in order to make your project. So if you can use paper towel rolls, but I would suggest you not combine using paper towel rolls and toilet paper rolls, because they're a little bit different size and diameter. But so you can use all paper towel rolls or all toilet paper rolls. That works the best. So as you can see, I've got my green ones all attached, and see how that's coming. See if I can angle my camera a little bit better for you. There. So we're already half done. So now we're going to start with the light blue, and there is 18 of them also. So you're just going to start adding them in, figuring out where you think they look best. So this is kind of your creative mind at work, and just start. Some are going to be down lower, some are going to be up a little higher. So they're not all the same height. So just kind of use your eye to think what you like the looks of. And just keep going around the circle. Sometimes they get a little bit too fat. You just take them and you just squish them a little bit, make them a little more narrow if you need to, or if you need to make them to be more full, just squeeze them apart or squeeze them out. Work on the size that you want. So just kind of figure out your design here. And as you can see, I just have to play around with it a little bit to get them all to be where I want them to be. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. It's just kind of a preference of the look that you like. And then you would do the same thing. You would pick one up and put more glue near the ends on both sides. Make sure it is going to stick to one next to it. So it's just kind of the same process over and over, and you stick them on, make sure that they're connecting. And you can do this with a group of people if you want. It's a good project just to, you can work on it and sit around and talk with friends or family. And sometimes you readjust them a little bit just to kind of get your spacing the way you think it should look. So if I'm getting there, it's just a little bit of a process to go around the circle, but it's pretty easy, something you can do with your kids also. There are many projects out there available to make. And then just kind of look at it again once you kind of, before it completely dries, look at the shape that you've created and see if it's to your liking. If you need to, move some of them around a little bit until you get the look that you're going for. The last color is a dark blue. And these are just the choices I picked. Like I said earlier, they can be any color. It could be all one color. Make it according to your, oops. All right, so now put this last layer around. Kind of see where you think they're going to look the best. Kind of. Just kind of stick them in between. And there, now we have all 4 colors. And it's the same thing. Just pick up, put a bunch of glue at each end. Make sure it's sticking to others. It's important that they stick together. And of course, you're going to have to let this dry before you go to hang it. And I'll show you how I hang mine in a little bit. But right now, we're just getting these all glued and connected one to another. And it's taking a nice shape. And like I said, if you need to reposition them, do that before they completely dry. because sometimes they move a little bit on you until they're completely dry. So you just kind of, and if you find that one didn't stick well, just add some more glue to it later. So we are getting almost done with this. I think we have Pat joined us. Pat, we're near the completion of our project, but we're glad you joined us. And if you have any questions, you can always email me or call Disability Network and I can explain more. We also have kits at our office. If you wanted to stop by, all these supplies are in a kit and a picture of the diagram. You're welcome to stop by and pick that up if you want to make it at another time. So now we have glued all of our 60 petals together. So what I did with mine, I put, kind of hard to see, a little crystal jewel. Can you see it's a little shiny jewel? Or if you prefer flowers, you can put a flower in the middle. Or you can put the little clear jewel, or you can, any object you have around your house that you like. It can be, you know, match the color scheme that you pick. Anything will do. What I did to hang mine, I bought some of those command hooks and I just simply attach the hook to the wall. And then once your wall art is completely dry, then you can hang it up and enjoy it. So if you have any questions, I'll try and answer them. But it's just a simple, quick project. You just have to collect your toilet paper rolls, and who would have thought there's something we can do with toilet paper rolls besides just throw them in the trash. So like I said, you start with a roll, you cut your petals, and then you decide on your colors and find a project. You can go online, like I said earlier, you can go to Toilet Paper Roll Art, and there's thousands of designs. And you can pick one. Some are basic, some are a little bit more complex and difficult. So be creative, have fun. I hope you've learned a little bit, and if I can answer any questions, I'll be glad to. I enjoy crafting, and it's a good thing to do on those days when it's either raining or you've just been home too much and you don't know what to do. So get a little creative, have some fun, and next thing you know, you'll have created some piece of art that you can display and enjoy. Thank you for joining me today. I enjoyed showing this project to you. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. I'm Karen. I'm at Disability Network. Call our office, or you can email me or stop by our office. And if you create some projects using toilet paper rolls, send me a picture or let me know what you designed or what you created. I would love to see that. So share with me your creations, and I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine, and thank you for joining me, and enjoy crafting. Be creative, have fun. Thanks for joining me today. Unless there's some questions I can answer, I'll be glad to. No questions? Okay. Thank you very much for joining me. Have a good day, and hope to see you again with more crafts. Thank you. Bye now.